Hey guys, it's your girl Victoria back to you with another review for Married at First Sight, season 15, episode 14, called No Hug for You. And in this case, ain't no hug for nobody because at this point, Alexis is annoying me, pissing me off because she talked too much. Miguel, I guess he had his man period this episode. Lindy, she was highly emotional, but then she's always emotional. Stasha and Nate, they were cool, they were just they was just doing them. Mitch and Kristen was on good terms, but I guess Kristen is letting out her or venting or letting out her stress dealing with Mitch by just making fun of him and making fun of their relationship at this point. Justin, there's nothing else to say on him, and I'm just glad Morgan and Ben are not here on this episode. So we are at 10 days until decision day. This is episode 15. We should really be at 2 days before decision day, but okay. And we have Stasha and Nate. They came back from the sex shop. They made a few purchases. That's cool. That's what freaky couples do together. We move on to the couples. They're packing for their couples retreat before decision day. We do this every season. Nothing new there. And, while they're getting packed up and ready to go, Miguel gets Lindy a prom dress. So I guess they're going to be having a prom night due to the fact that Lindy was never able to have her go to a prom because of her religion. And I just noticed when they were driving to the retreat, the females were the one driving. So I thought that was different. I don't know if that's something they planned, because I wouldn't think that the females will be the ones to be the one that's driving. So that was cool, whatever. Before they get there, Mitch and Kristen, they have a conversation about what done transpired at Poolgate, and Kristen apologizes for snapping. Mitch accepts the apology, but he did feel that he was thrown under the bus and attacked. And he lets Kristen know that he never wants to tell her how to be, even though, for me personally, I feel like that's exactly what he's doing, because you were asking the sister for advice on how to have her look more desirable to you. Never once, as everybody said, because after I do mine, I watch everybody else's reviews. Not once have you ever asked how you can be more attractive to her. So, okay, whatever. I guess they hash it out. Everybody arrives to the house. It's a big house. It's a nice house. It's a beautiful house. And everybody seemed cool, but I did notice that when Stasha and Nate arrived, Alexis just be giving off looks, and it's just like, I don't even call it RBF. She just be giving people stank looks, okay? There's one thing if you have RBF, you just like this all the time, like me. Like whenever I be at work just looking at my computer, people think I look mad. That's just my focus face, guys. But with Alexis, when she be looking at people, she just be looking at them like they stink or something. So when Stasha came through, Alexis was giving some type of look. I put that in my notes, so I just wanted to let that be known. That was my thoughts in that moment. And right away, the night they get there, it's prom night, guys. We getting dressed. We doing the prom 2K22. And Stasha says she went and bought a gown. At first, I was like, really, Stasha, we have to, okay. But at the same time, at this point, I can't say nothing. The girl make $415K a year. So you want to go buy a new dress, Stasha, by all means, go do you, boo. But I guess since it's Lindy's first and probably only prom that she's going to have, she's going to be the prom queen. Everybody knows that. I'm sure she knows that as well. So Mitch says that, makes mention of that, but says that Kristen is his true prom queen. So I guess he's starting to give words of affirmation to Kristen, which is cute, but I just feel like it's cringe at the same time, because it's like, we can tell you're trying. I'm not saying he doesn't genuinely feel that way or thinks that way, but just the fact that you're doing this now after the fact of people calling you out for your attraction to her is, to me, just kind of, very cringe like, and not sincere to me personally. But okay, she's eating it up because that's what she needs from you at this moment in time. And we move on to Justin and Alexis. He doesn't know how to put on her heels. And from what Alexis says, because she loves to tell all people's business, he don't know how to take off her bra either. And come to find out, they finally consummated the marriage. And Justin talking about it lasted all night. But when we fast forward to Kristen, Alexis, and Stasha talking, she done said that he don't got the stamina, probably because it's been a while since he done did the do, and she needs a man to dominate her. So there's two conflicting stories to how the sex night went, Justin. But sure, you guys lasted all night. Okay, we're gonna go with what you say for this moment in time. But I think I don't believe that. I'm sure America doesn't believe it. I'm sure your wife doesn't believe it. I'm sure you don't believe it. But I'm sorry. You're going to make it seem like it's something more than it is. Okay, fine. Lindy and Miguel. Okay, they're getting ready. Lindy wants Miguel to take a photo of her. Miguel, I guess, we don't see them. We just hear them because their mic is on. So she asked him to take a photo of her, obviously, understandably. So this is her prom, her first and only prom, probably. So she wants to, bask in the moment of her dressed for prom. And she asked him to take a photo. So I guess in this scene that's happening, because we don't see it, he tries to make it look like he's taking a selfie of them. So she doesn't like that. She wants him to take a photo. And you know how Lindy gets in her high-pitched voice and says, "No, babe, you take a picture of me. You're going to make me mad." So then I guess Miguel didn't like that. And I guess he does finally comply with what she wanted. So she says, "Thank you." But he tells her he didn't like her tone. And Lindy talking about she was joking. Lindy, we know you wasn't joking. So Miguel gets an attitude saying he was trying to chill and lay down and doesn't want to have to be her personal photographer. And Lindy says again that she was just joking, but Miguel's over it. And in that moment, I'm just like, don't get me wrong, Lindy's voice can be annoying. This is episode 50. Lindy's, her tone do be annoying because she be talking like she's a crying baby sometimes to me. So I could understand that. But I understand Miguel he might be tired and stuff. First off, Miguel, you wasn't even the one driving to this retreat. So you can't be saying, oh, you was tired from the drive. You could have slept. You could have slept in the car. I feel like he hadn't got no sleep the week before or something. I don't know. But now you want to be throwing a pissy fit talking about you don't want to be her personal photographer. The reason you guys are having this prom is because of her to begin with. So I don't understand why you're so acting like this for that. But like I said, just throughout the whole episode, I'm like, okay, clearly Miguel bothered by something. He on his man period or whatever the case may be, because all this was unnecessary. So we get to the prom. Mitch and Kristen, I guess they're really making it seem like this is high school. Okay, cool. We're going to go with it. Going to go with the flow. Kristen and Mitch are labeled as the senior class president and 5th year senior. So I'm going to assume Kristen is the senior class president and Mitch is the 5th year senior. Okay, we get to a Justin and Alexis, and they are the jock and her cheerleader. So clearly, Alexis is the jock and Justin is the cheerleader. Perfect fitting that makes perfect sense. We move on to Stasha and Nate. They are the cool kids. Okay, I can see that. And then lastly, Lindy and Miguel, when they finally show up, are the nerds. I can see that too. So as they're all meeting each other outside where the prom is happening, when Nate comes out, I'm like, of course, he gonna come out in his turtleneck. Of course. Under his suit, jacket suit, whatever you want to call it. Of course. I swear Nate is like Steve Jobs reincarnated or something, but sure, yes. Of course. I would anyone expect anything less? I was honestly surprised Justin didn't have on a turtleneck also with Nate. So I was surprised he had a collared shirt on. So anyway, when they all get together, they take shots. And I guess they said everything that Lindy thinks or glamorizes about prom, they're going to do that. So they start off with a shot. Then they sign yearbooks. I thought that was cute that Married at First Sight incorporated pictures of each couple that they took together for the yearbooks. Then they do classic prom photo shoots with the couples, then just the girls. Not sure if the guys did it, but I'm sure they did too. Then they dance, and just throughout the whole prom, Miguel just seems over it. And I guess he and Lindy talk about the little fight that they had earlier with the whole photo thing. And Lindy, well, no, Miguel's saying that Lindy was gaslighting him. He doesn't like that. He's just saying, no, you're not going to be doing that with me. That ish don't fly with me ever. Don't talk to me like that ever. Lindy's just looking at him like, where's all this coming from? Miguel was just having a hissy fit. I don't know what the issue is. He can say he's just trying to get used to her personality or whatever the case may be. But he also did admit that he didn't have the best of weeks. So I guess now it's bleeding into his couples retreat. Miguel, you just need to learn how to let whatever is bothering you not affect your relationship. Because I feel like you're being nice to everybody else but your own wife. And I do understand some people that does happen. The people that are closest to them, that's who they take their anger and stress and anxiety out on the most. But at the same time, they're there to help you. Once again, Lindy, she be annoying to me, a lot of the times. But at the same time, the way Miguel was acting this whole episode was unnecessary. I didn't think that there was need for him to do all that. And if he's so in tune with his emotions like he think he is, he wouldn't have done this to begin with at all. Period. Poo. And all this apologizing he does later on, actions are going to need to come after it, because you apologize, but then you get mad again. Then you apologize, then you get mad again. At what point is the apology going to actually reflect change? Because at this point, you're not doing nothing to show that you're trying to work on your emotions or your mood or your attitude. So, I'm getting too ahead of myself. So he still's going off on her. She keeps apologizing, saying it's a joke. Miguel isn't accepting her apology and keeps going off on her, saying that she was yelling at him. Lindy was like, do you think that was me yelling? I wasn't yelling. So Miguel corrects himself, says, oh, no, you weren't yelling. But you're not owning up to being upset in the moment when she was telling him that he was going to make her mad. So Lindy is getting annoyed also. And you know how she goes. She's like, okay, I'm a total F up. And, she's afraid of losing him. And he's just like, all right, cool, you're going to lose me. So then it goes to commercial for dramatic effect. Comes back from commercial for dramatic effect. Lindy is still talking about she don't want to lose Miguel and calls herself a total idiot. Miguel is upset that she's not being honest about being upset. And then they kiss and make up. And I'm like, Miguel, your emotions are on a complete roller coaster at this point. I don't know what to take from this at this moment when this happens. So we're just going to move on. They play the award of most likely to. I'm not going to go through every little thing because it was a lot of awards. They had a lot of mini awards on the table. They went through like 807 different most likely to awards. Let me see if I can think of any off the dome. Justin wins most emotional. Mitch wins most environmental. Nate won the best dancer. Stasha wins best overall. Alexis wins most likely to gossip. Kristen wins most likely to have multiple divorces or multiple marriages. I went through all of them. Oh, and then Lindy and Miguel, they win most likely to stay after decision day or something like that. So there was multiple, but I think I did good. I think I did just off the top of the dome. I think I did good, but that's what they did. Mitch was a little surprised by her saying that she's most likely to get multiple divorces, because most people were saying, oh, okay, Morgan and stuff. She was like, oh, no, I voted for myself. So I feel like Kristen at this point is just riding the train until the end of decision day, and then she's going to be like, okay, I don't want to be married to you. But she's just going to enjoy the rest of her time at Married at First Sight, so she don't get no fine like Morgan about to get, and maybe Ben, whatever, however the stipulations are worked out in the contract. I don't know. But, okay, cool. Now we have Lindy and Miguel. They talk. And I guess Miguel says he wants things to be better. And I guess they're trying to hash it out, but no, wait, they get interrupted by Stasha and they bringing the dang uh sex swing to them so they could practice. Now, I think this was what they needed, a little comedic relief in this moment, because I'm sure they used it though. And Nate demonstrates for them how to use a sex swing. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. They could also do maybe YouTube to check that out, read the instructions that's on the box that you gave them. But of course, just to be funny, Nate demonstrates. It was kind of funny. He just opened it all wide in front of Lindy and Miguel. So then they tell Lindy to get on. She gets on. I guess maybe her cooter cat was exposed a little bit, but we didn't see it. But I'm sure Stasha, Nate, and Miguel seen it. So Miguel immediately gets up to, I guess, hide it and tries to pretend to like hump on her, whatever. And then next thing you know, she's turned around on the sex swing, and Miguel's like right underneath her. They swing like little monkeys or whatever. And Stasha and they just laughing, but I would just be like, okay, you guys can take it from here. I would have walked out at that point. I know I joke a lot about being fly on the wall. I know I do that, okay? Don't come for me. I know I be doing that. But at the same time, if I'm there physically, a person and a fly are two completely different things, people. So I wouldn't be like, if y'all doing what y'all doing right then and there, I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna see my way out. I see you guys got it from here. Have fun and everything. I'm just gonna be over there, meaning like out of the room, meaning in my room, while you guys enjoy yourselves. But if I was a fly, I would be in there. But at that point, I'm like, okay, we playing a little too touchy feely here. Okay, I'm not gonna be here. I'm gonna excuse myself, but Stasha and they were just laughing along and whatnot. I'm just like, okay, yeah, okay. I shouldn't be surprised, to be honest, because the two scenes we already seen with them in the shower and in that hideaway cabin and stuff, they probably open for the old word. I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't be surprised. Not saying they are. I'm just saying, from past experiences, past scenes, producers being there for a long period of time, past the point of no return. I wouldn't be surprised if they were down for the O. But we move on. It is 9 days until decision day. The couples wake up post prom night, and they all have different activities set up for the day. Justin brings Alexis to a vineyard. Not sure how the way to say it. I'll figure that out in the future, I'm sure. And after doing their activity, I guess, with the instructor, they sit down and talk. And Justin makes mention that he doesn't feel like he has given his all yet in the marriage. Alexis looks at him kind of like, what are you talking about? I've been giving my all. And Justin just feels like Alexis is going to quit on him. We don't see her saying any response, which I'm sure she did, but it goes to commercial for dramatic effect after that. And I'm just proud of Justin for realizing what is going to happen. Because we all been saying it. We all been saying she don't like him. She not feeling him. She probably going to be like, oh, I don't want to be with you no more, whatever the case may be. And I'm just happy that he has come to the realization before, decision day. Because some people in these seasons be like, oh, I don't know what she's going to do. I really thought she was going to choose. Yeah, it's like Johnny from season 12. Was it season 12? Season 13. He was really shocked that Bao said no. Granted, I was kind of shocked she said no too, but I was so proud of her for saying no. But Johnny just seemed flabbergasted, like he was the top prize or something. Johnny, you ain't no time for it. Get out of here. But I'm glad Justin knows what's to come. Okay, that's unfortunate. I know your heart might be broken. You probably won't cry and stuff. But I'm pretty sure somebody's gonna be there to pick up the tears for you, boo. You'll be fine. You'll be fine, Justin. Alexis, you should have just said yes. Just so you guys could have just rolled out the last couple days or week and a half, knowing what was gonna be, but just making the best of it, like Kristen's doing right now. I think Mitch kind of knows too, but they're just writing it out. I don't know. But okay, we move on to Mitch and Kristen. They do archery and they throw arrows at the target, but then I guess Kristen made it more interesting. I guess words that they're going to retire. The words that she's going to retire is attraction. And the word that, or topic that Mitch is gonna retire is the pool gate. So they both shoot through it, and I guess that's supposed to be the end all be all. They kiss and make up. That's cute. Whatever. We move on to Lindy and Miguel. They go carriage riding. Now, in this scene, I saw both sides because, first off, I forgot Miguel did poems. I really forgot. Listen, I had to take a video to show the people who be watching my snaps because I'm just like, he's trying to rap his poems and it's not working out for me personally. I haven't been on Twitter tonight, so I don't know who's roasting who on Twitter. But Miguel, both poems, I'm like, this is not it. As a nice person, I'm never gonna be like, oh, it sucks. Okay. Sometimes if we that cool and stuff, I'm gonna be like, I don't know about this. But listen, I don't know, Miguel. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. If I was in person, if I ever talked to you in person, I would never tell you that. But it wasn't good. I didn't like it at all. It was treacherous. That I don't even know if that's a real word. If I ever even used it right, that's okay. I didn't like it. But I would have been like, oh, thank you for the poem. Was that supposed to be about me? Thank you. But at the same time, Lindy got a little ADHD because he trying to talk to her, trying to do something sentimental, even though it sucked. But, it's a thought that counts, trying to be sentimental. She's just like, oh, look at the bunny. Oh my gosh, Miguel, the horse. Oh, what was she saying? Okay, the poem. And then I remember you said you had another one too. What was that about? Oh my gosh, Miguel, look. They're eating the grass. Oh my gosh. But yeah, go ahead about the poem. I really liked it. Go ahead. First off, I understand you're trying to be sentimental. This is where I see both sides. Let me just say this. I know there's so much left to go in this review. Okay. From Miguel's side, if I'm trying to talk to you, if I'm trying to be real vulnerable and all that stuff with you, and you just gonna keep interrupting and saying, look at this, look at that, guess I'm gonna be a little annoyed because it's like, girl, I'm trying to speak my heart out to you. I'm trying to recite this poem for you in a beat. Okay? So I want you to be looking into my eyes as I say this to you. But at the same time, again, if we on a carriage, okay, we looking at the scenery. Can we hold this for when we're sitting down and like drinking wine and looking into each other's eyes? But then again, I can't even, Lindy, I don't know, man. Because I can't even say that because when they sit down, he was trying to explain to her something about horses. I didn't even pay attention to what he was saying, to be honest with you. But he was saying something about horses, and she was like, oh, look at these people on their iPhones. And he's just like, okay, I don't know what to do anymore. He's just over it. And she just like, are you okay? He's like, no, because anytime I try to say something, I'm getting interrupted and it's making me not want to say anything. So Lindy does admit that she has a bird brain and it's just her personality. It's just her, her name. It's her identity. I'm still going to say that going on for the rest of this season. Now with this thing, it's her personality. And I think she even said that to Pastor Kyle when they had the 2-on-1 or whatever. Lindy, we know it's your identity. We know it's your personality and all that stuff. But at the same time, does that mean that it's just supposed to stay like that? Or are we going to try to improve ourselves to be better? I don't know. You let me know. But Miguel just letting her know that he doesn't like that, it's offended. And she's talking about she never had anyone dislike that about her or to the point that they're commenting about it. So then Miguel wants to make jabs and say, oh, well, you never been married. What did he say? Well, hold on. I just want to get exactly what he said. Oh, she's never had a husband that stuck around. Miguel, what? Okay, obviously we know that, but so you're trying to just throw jabs at this point. Okay, you want to be petty. Okay, cool. So then she gets petty right back. Like, well, you never had a wife either. So then Lindy, she's frustrated. And Miguel wants to go back saying, well, he's been called on his SHIT before. So there goes that. Lindy gets frustrated. She starts crying, and then she leaves crying. So then it goes to commercial for dramatic effect, comes back from commercial for dramatic effect. He goes after her, they hug, and they sit down and talk again. Miguel apologizes for making her cry and calls Lindy crying a blow up. Miguel, you're very over in your head. I don't know what's going on here, guys. I really don't know what's going on. I don't understand what's going on. But Miguel is really on his period. Like really on his period. So I don't think I wrote anything else because at this point I'm like, oh, I'm just over it. So she doesn't see that as a blow up, obviously, because it's not Lindy. It's not. And she's like, he hasn't even seen me blow up, nor does he wanna can he handle her blowing up. I'm pretty sure, Lindy. We all agree because we can agree on that. There's nothing else to take from that scene because we're gonna get some more scene with them a few scenes down. So let's just leave this where it's at. Let's move on. The guys except Miguel hang out because I guess they're still waiting for them to come home. And the girls are cooking except for Lindy. This is where we get to Alexis talking about her and Justin's sex. It was a little awkward and his stamina wasn't where it needed to be. And she wants to be dominated in the bedroom. Well, we could have told you wasn't going to get dominated by no Justin. Even though he said he's dominant in the bedroom. Where? Justin, I don't have the energy right now, Justin, to nitpick or depict all the stuff you be saying that's false. But we know that. Alexis knew that. You know that. I know that. America knows. Okay, Justin, so I'm going to just leave it right there. We move on to Miguel and Lindy. They finally come back. So Miguel sits with the guys. I guess Lindy goes straight to the room because she's over it. And he kind of tells them, the guys, that the activity or whatever didn't go the best. And then here goes Nate. Oh, well, you can have my sex swing. Then Justin's asking for the sex swing. Oh, can people that are 6'8" be in the sex swing? Nate's just like, it's really for the girls to be in it. I mean, Nate, yesterday, prom, jocking her cheerleader. Even though she wants somebody dominant, we know Justin ain't no dominant, okay? So he gonna be the one in the sex swing, Nate. So just give him the thing and let him and Alexis figure it out. Moving on. So Stasha shows Nate her vibrating panties and gives Nate the remote and says she's gonna wear the vibrating panties for the dinner. And she's building on her trust and intimacy with Nate. So Nate's like, oh, that's wild. Okay, Nate. Yeah, that's wild. I mean, that's cute. I like it. But I know my husband, she's talking about Nate pushing it. Okay, listen, I can't because he gonna try to embarrass me on these streets and that cannot happen. So he said that's wild, but he loves it. We all know what he does, and we're gonna see it later on. We get to Miguel and Lindy. I'm already putting their names together. Miguel and Lindy, they're on the balcony, and it's nice. The sun is setting. It's a nice view and everything. So she wants a picture taken of her. So she was going to ask Miguel, but then she asks one of the producers so they can take a photo of her. So they take the photo of her, and I guess Miguel gets upset about that. So Miguel, he's looking annoyed, and he tells Lindy it doesn't mean that she can never ask him for a photo. So she was just trying to explain, well, I know the last time I did, it turned into an argument. So I was just asking him, Sammy, I guess that's what the producer's name was, to take the picture just so not to annoy you. So I guess Miguel feels like he's misunderstood and tells her to read the room and understand the vibes and the energy. Lindy apologizes, and then he goes on a tangent and saying that if she can't understand him, he's going to give up. So then Lindy said okay and tries to not go into an argument, and then she just asks him for a hug, but then he's still in his feelings, so he says no. So Lindy gets upset and said because he's getting pissed off, so he can't give her a hug because it would be a fake hug. He says that later on, but I'm just throwing that in here now. And they argue. They bicker because Lindy feels like everything she's doing is wrong. Unfortunately, Lindy, it is so. It seems like that is what exactly is happening. I don't know what the hell's going on with Miguel. He talking about whatever done happened to him the week prior, work, whatever. But to the point where you can't even enjoy a couples retreat, bro. We get into this point here where you're being Lindy times 10. You talking about her. What about you? Because all you do is apologize when she cries, but then do the same thing like the next hour of being in attitude. No, maybe you should just go home. I would, at this point, I'll be like, I'm gonna stay here with the folks, have fun with the peeps. You go home. Because we don't need that energy here. You talking about read the room and the energy. No, Miguel, why don't you read the room? Read the room how all of us are happy and trying to enjoy our time to the best of our ability. And your negative energy is not connecting with our happy energy. So that's 1 against 7. I had to do the math real quick. That's 1 against 7. Miguel, please respectfully go home. Okay, go home, take 3-day nap or something, and then when you become yourself again, then we can have another conversation. But they go back and forth, and Lindy laughs and says she's gonna go crazy and freak out. You know, that's that laugh before the crazy come out. And they go back and forth again. Lindy's just over it. She cries and walks away. Now, granted, she had every right to. I understand where she was coming from. I understand why she walked away. But, you know, like I said, she just be dramatic sometimes. I just like, okay, Lindy, we doing the most. Like, do you really laugh like that, Lindy? Really? You do? Yeah, I couldn't. Me personally. But, you know, I was like, okay, I'm done here. So, it goes to commercial for dramatic effect, comes back from commercial for dramatic effect. Miguel goes after her in the room and apologizes and admits that he's been moody and it's not good because then he could get low-key disrespectful. And it's like, Miguel, no, you're being high-key disrespectful. The beginning of the season, I was with you on Lindy being a little out there, but this episode, you totally was doing the most. So everyone's downstairs at dinner except for Lindy and Miguel, of course, because they're situating whatever they want. Because Lindy was already talking about she don't want to go to the dinner tonight because she's just so stressed off because of Miguel. Always, damned if she do, damned if she don't. She can never do nothing right. When she talks, she pisses him off. When she don't talk, she pisses him off. So in that moment, I could understand. Okay, Lindy, get yourself together. You should have told Miguel, please, I need some time alone. But that would probably piss him off too. But to hell with him at this point. So whatever. The people downstairs, they chilling, they talking, and Stasha and Nate are talking in the confessional about Alexis and Justin effing in the confessional. And Nate's just like, because, Stasha was saying what Alexis done said when they was cooking dinner or whatnot. So Nate's just like, okay, whatever. And then here we go. Mitch was trying to be nice to Kristen, kissed her on the cheek or the lips or whatever. So everybody said, "Aw." But Alexis always got to be messy with every group dinner, every group sit down. She always has to ask a stupid mother effing question. And it pisses me off because I'm just like, we're all good in this moment. But because Alexis is not happy in her relationship, she's not happy in her marriage with Justin, she got to ask a stupid A question. So she go asks Mitch, "Oh, are you attracted to your wife yet?" Alexis, shut the F up. I am so tired of her always opening her mouth to ask something, to say something. Like, at this point, it's not even funny. It was never funny to begin with. But at this point, Alexis, shut up. Like, I'm so tired of you're not reading the room. I'm so tired of this. And I'm surprised that, everybody already talks about how messy she is, how she done ruined the marriage of Morgan and her walk and Ben and all that stuff. She asks Mitch if he's attracted to his wife yet. So he says yes. Ain't no doubt about that. And Alexis was just like, we're not going to discuss it or revisit it again. And he's like, revisit what? So that shut her up, and I hope it shuts her up for the rest of the season. Because Alexis, I'm done with this. I'm pretty sure America's done with this. Like, are you done with yourself at this point? Like, please, please, Alexis, stop it. Stop it. It's getting to the point where it's ridiculous. Like, you're become like, Alexis, stop. Just tell Justin you don't want to be with him so you could not be on the show no more because we're over you. But while all this is going on between Alexis and Mitch, here goes Nate. He finds this the perfect time to just, start pressing that button. Talking about he don't know how it works. You know exactly how it works, Nate. I don't want to hear it. So he starts pressing the button to the vibrating panties that Stasha got on. And, she's squirming in her seat. She's not even understanding what's going on right now because she's trying to just keep her composure. Just doing a little... And everybody's looking at her. Kristen just looks at her like, are you okay over there? Alexis is like, you got vibrating panties on? Yeah, she do. First off, if we could hear, well, then again, they had their mics on, so that's probably why it exaggerated the noise of the vibration. So maybe they didn't hear the vibration, but I mean, Alexis hit it on the nail. So Stasha was feeling squirmish, so she gets up and runs off. Nate goes after her. Kristen says she's not mad at it. She's here for it. Alexis says the same thing. And, Nate and Stasha, they just laugh it off as Stasha goes in the bathroom and Nate's just ready for her to come out so he can maybe rub one out for her. Who knows? But that was cute. Then we get Lindy and Miguel. They finally come downstairs and Miguel admits that he was out of line and apologizes to Lindy once again, but clearly that's not going to be the last of it with them. And Kristen would disappear for a little bit and came back dressed as Mitch with the shirt that all the girls bought for their men, and got the whole stocking cap on to make it look like she was bald, and his usual beanie, whatever. Mitch is laughing his butt off. I don't know if he's just laughing it off or if he really thought it was funny, but it seemed like he thought it was funny, so that was cool. And everybody takes a good laugh at it. And like I said, this is what I'm saying I feel like this is just Kristen I honestly don't feel like she's laughing with Mitch. I feel like she's laughing at Mitch at how ridiculous and crazy that he be with his antics. So at this point, it's just like, if you can't agree with him or come to compromisation with homeboy, why not just make fun of him? And Mitch did mention earlier in the episode that he sees that she's starting to have his humor, and he kind of sees, he doesn't say it, but he kind of sees what she be feeling when he be making his little jokey jokes. So I guess he's just like, he's not even trying to press the issue, so he's just going along with the flow and just laughing at it. So that, good for you, Mitch. Yes, good for you, because this is her way of relieving stress. That's how I personally feel. This is Kristen's way of just getting through her situation, dealing with your ass. So we move on to 8 days until decision day. Miguel, he's over the couples retreat, but he's sticking it out for Lindy. Miguel, if you don't want to be there, leave. Be like Jacob from season 12. He was over it. He said he had to go to, be with his dog and whatnot. So what he do? He left. He grabbed the meat that, was his from the fridge and he left. So Miguel, if you don't want to be there, no one's making you be there. Leave. Let Lindy know, listen, I love you too much. I love you so much. I'm not in the best of mood, but I know you want to be here. So I'm just going to find my way back home. We don't have no beef. We'll talk when you get back. I'm sorry for acting an ass these past couple of days, but for my mental health and to keep our relationship on the up and up, I'm just going to remove myself from the equation, let you finish off having a good time with everybody else, and I'm going to go home. I'm going to see my way out. That's what he should have done. But no, he going to stay there because of Lindy. But at the same time, is it good to stay there for Lindy if you're just going to continue acting like an ass? But okay. They all decide to go play dodgeball. And they split up into two teams. Nate is the captain, Miguel's the captain. On Nate's team, we have Mitch, Lindy, and Alexis. And on Miguel's team, we have Stasha, Justin, and Kristen. So Nate's team win game 1 and 2. And when it comes to game 2, I guess it was just Miguel and Nate left. And he didn't like the fact that Lindy wasn't cheering him on, saying that they're on the same team. But technically, they weren't on the same team. But I guess because they're married, they're supposed to be on the same team. So Lindy was trying to explain that, like, okay, but I'm on this team, you're on that team. And Miguel got kind of upset about it. And then Lindy's just like over it, like, oh gosh, here we go again. And Lindy wants to let us know in the confessional that this is like an outburst from Miguel. And Lindy, he has had several outbursts at this point. So I don't know. Both y'all be having outbursts at this point. I don't know how you're gonna reconcile that because I'm not no expert, so I don't know what to tell you, Lindy. But at the same time, I'm not saying cuss the guy out. That's not what I'm saying. But at the same time, Lindy, you gotta let it be known, like, no, you're not gonna talk to me like that. So, and it was pissing me off that she kept saying, I'm sorry, I'm effed up, I'm the idiot. This is no, Lindy. Let homeboy know. Listen, I'm doing the best I can without crying too. I had to learn that myself. But listen, you're not gonna be talking. You don't want to be talked to a certain way. I don't want to be talked to a certain way. Don't be talking to me like as if I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I understand you're not having the best of days, but if you don't feel up to it, don't be here. Don't participate. If you can't be a team player, don't be a sore loser. Don't be, making me feel like I'm, inferior to you and you're superior to me. No, that's what we're not gonna do. You don't talk to me like that ever. But then again, I'm petty, so I would just, eat him back out with his own words that he tried to tell me. But do you, Lindy? But when you went to go vent to the red team, because I guess the red team and the blue team, they talk separately. Lindy vents to the red team, and then she cries, and then she cries harder, and then she cries harder. No one went to go hug her, which I felt like, dang, Alexis, you couldn't even go hug the girl. I understand for the guys, they probably felt like it was awkward. And Nate, I feel like he was looking at the camera like, help me. Producer, why you put me in here? Help me, please. Mitch is just looking like, I don't know what to say. Alexis just looking at her. Alexis just gonna look at somebody just to look. She don't get with no words. I guess her face is supposed to do all the talking, but no one consoled her, which I'm like, this is probably not the first time they've seen Lindy act like this, but at the same time, it's like, I do feel for the girl because Miguel is on one this episode, so I would have been like, it's okay, just stand your stance, put your foot down, let him know what it is. Just like he want to let you know what it is for him, you need to let him know what it is for you. But we got but Miguel on the other side on the blue team, venting to the blue team, and Stasha was saying, yeah, Lindy is immature and all that stuff, and both y'all just get on my nerves at this point. Lindy was getting on my nerves in the beginning of the season, and Miguel, this episode, you just pissed me off the whole episode. This is where the episode ends, guys. I was exhausted at the end of this episode because it was just too much crying. Because there was somebody cries on every episode of this damn season. I'm over it. Goodness gracious. And I know I used to be sensitive, y'all. I'm probably still sensitive. Well, if you ask my husband, he gonna say I'm still sensitive. But at this point, I'm just like, I'm tired of the tears. My house will be flooded by now. And they all cried in my house. Just from this season alone. That's it. That's it. That's it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe. Please comment on who you thought was wrong, Lindy or Miguel. And I'm going to sleep because I got to sleep off this episode. This episode was ridiculous to me. But thank you guys so much. I'll see you next week. Bye.